for tuning into YAP 101.7 Morningwood with yours truly. I would now like to switch gears from politics to talk about someone who's pretty much captured the world's attention for more than one reason. Of course, you know who I'm talking about, Harold Irving, the man who is bringing focus back to the sport of diving, an event that has been overshadowed by pretty much every other sport, and that's including curling. Sorry to my friendly folk to the north. But is all this hoopla about Harold's performance of spectacular dives, or is it the other thing? I think what most of you know who I'm talking about. We'll be discussing Harold Irving's very unusual circumstance and open to the floor to some viewer emails and phone calls. You do not want to miss this, trust me, stay tuned.
One word to describe Harold Irving? Gifted.
Passion. A delicate flower.
A triumph.
The greatest story ever told about a man in the 21st century. Oh, one word? Odd. Probably odd. I would say odd.
Well, I first met Harold at a ball pit at the local fun center. It was my son's birthday. And I see this kid in the corner just diving into the balls with form and technique that I just never seen before.
It's funny. I've been childhood friends with Harold since childhood. And if you had told me 15 years ago that he would have been the greatest diver of all time, I would have paid your bills, spat in your face, cut your toenails, chopped your leg off, and shot you in the ear. I mean, I'm not good with words, but I didn't think he was going to be the greatest of all time.
I was a state swimming coach at the time. I went up to Harold after we got out of the ball pit and said, "Have you ever thought about professional diving?" He said, "No." So I said, "Well, take it off because you're about to get wet." Or something like that, I don't really remember.
So Larry brings Harold to the local gym. This kid never took a dive in his life, but he fit the mold. He had the body of a world-class diver. Enough going there to question your own sexuality.
Yeah, I remember the '03 World Diving Cup in Calgary. Yeah, he got up on the board and jumped, and as soon as he did, it was like the world just stood still. He was performing dives that even Hitler himself would say was just sick, nasty. There was the Flaming Flamingo, the Boeing 747, the Mother Teresa, the Hasselhoff, and the pencil dive, which, contrary to popular belief, is actually pretty difficult. But then once Harold hit the water, you knew it was coming.
I was shocked. Shocked. Me and Harold never went swimming before. You know, my parents never saw the point. Too many Jews in the water, they'd say. Wasn't safe. But, yeah, the thought of him diving never crossed my mind.
So Harold performs the one-eyed stripper dive. Hits the water flush. Just never comes up.
He must have been down there for 5 minutes. I'm looking at Larry, Larry's looking at me, and we are thinking the same exact thing. Either Harold is a legit fish, or he can't swim. We went with the second option.
So we all jump in there after him. We didn't know what to think. We're all confused. Was he dead? Should we do mouth to mouth? Should I do mouth to mouth? What do we do with the body? Should I take the body?
It was odd because, you know, water just sunk. Didn't even, no flailing of the arms. Like people flail their arms when they drown. Nothing. He didn't even try to save himself. It was almost as if he had accepted death, you know, which I respect in a weird and twisted way.
He was okay, but I knew right then and there we have a phenomenon here. When he regained consciousness, I said, "Let me be your manager. We can use your faults and sell it to the world." A diver who can't swim? Are you freaking kidding me? America will eat that sauce up!
After his clean sweep in Calgary, that's when you started seeing the commercials. And, you know, the media just exploded.
What do you want me to do? You want me to learn how to swim? Stroke it. What do you want me to be? How about an underwater accountant? Cash flow. You want me to swim with the fishes? You want me to wow you? Ta-da. How about a dance with the stars? A 10. You want me to Lego your ego? Hope you're hungry. You want me to be perfect? Check. I'm Harold Irving. Swimming not included. Any questions?
I think it was a pivotal career move for Harold, telling his fans, look, I'm accepting myself for who I am and what I stand for and what I believe in. And then the YouTube video started hitting the net.
What's your name and what are you going to perform for us?
I'm Harold Irving. Now doing the Egyptian dive.
Oh, and the crowd's going wild. Harold? Harold?
Come here, Harold.
Harold? Harold? Harold?
You know when I knew he made it? I knew my brother made it when I saw this little black girl walking around with a shirt that said, "No swimming in the diving pool." Who does that? Who comes up with that? It's my brother they're talking about.
ESPN voted Harold Athlete of the Decade, and he only dove into events. How does that not get you hot?
Soon after all Harold's son in fame and glory, the haters came out to play. They accused his main selling point as an irresponsible promotion to American youth.
And we are back. We last left off talking about Harold Irving, and if you hate spoilers, then too bad, because here it comes, drum roll please. He cannot swim, ladies and gentlemen. Harold Irving, many who to believe is the best diver who ever lived, cannot swim. You know, words cannot even express how weird this situation is, and awesome at the same time, in my opinion. How would you feel performing a dive, being watched by millions, only having to be rescued once you hit the water? I love it, I think America loves it, and most of all, I think Harold loves it. We have a caller, you are on the air?
Hello, am I on the air?
Yes, you are.
Yes. We're talking about how great this is, but in all seriousness, this is a big deal. Harold Irving is now a role model to kids, whether he likes it or not. He's a role model to young America. He's a role model to my son.
Okay.
He's in the public eye now, and I believe he has those responsibilities to himself and to his young friends to come out and say, hey, I have my faults, but kids should learn how to swim. What happened to our society where swimming promotes exercises? It keeps kids off of the streets. It keeps kids off of drugs. We already have an obesity problem in our nation. Unless this coward does something about it, he's more or less supporting probable death to our youth.
Well, there you have it. Do not mess with Mother Nature, especially that one.
Harold, I believe the American people deserve to know where your mindset is. Recently, in an interview, you described swimming as non-essential. Can you explain?
In the position I'm in, I don't believe that it's necessary for people to have to know how to swim.
But you're a professional diver.
No one wanted to learn how to swim. Divers Digest came out with statistics in 2006. Before Harold came into the scene, 75% of Americans from the ages 7 to 14 knew how to swim. Now since Harold's there, the percentage has dropped to 45%.
It never clicked in Harold's mind, or any of ours really, the magnitude of the message that he was sending. Basically what he was saying is that it wasn't cool to swim, much like it wasn't cool to play with your holographic Charizard card.
There's a nationwide outcry from many organizations. You had the feminists, you had FEMA, the EPA, the DEA, the Food and Drug Administration was in there, and that retail clothing behemoth Kohl's. Why Kohl's? I have no idea.
Harold freaked. Dude lost it completely. He left without saying anything to anybody at all. And you know, I haven't seen him since. It's been 3 years now. And it's especially hard to accept because we would Skype every day. God knows where his computer is.
I was out of a job, didn't invest well, didn't save. Spent money on things I'm not very proud of. Had to move back in with my mom. Still living with my mom. Look, did Harold abandon me? Yes. Do I forgive him? No. Do I know where he lives? No. Will I find out where he lives? Yes. Will I hunt him down for the rest of my life if necessary? Yeah.
The sport isn't the same without him. It was never really about the diving. It was about the aura of it all, And mostly to the fact that he couldn't swim or really even tread water for that much. But we need people like Harold, because if everyone's the same, then the terrorists have already won.
I miss him, I do. I miss that smile, that attitude, that rebellious tone, that confidence, and that ass. Oh my God.
Let me quote the 1993 cult classic, The Sandlot. Heroes get remembered, but legends never die.
I just hope wherever he is, he's happy. And if he's happy, then I'm happy. And transitive property, I hope everyone can be happy. And, who knows? Comebacks are huge now. Everyone's making a comeback. Mickey Rourke, Eminem, Michael Vick, the redheaded guy on TBS, commercial television, Bristol Palin. The point is that, I think he wants to make a comeback. I think America wants it too.
Wat bent u hier? Wat bentenete Genoa aze dele?
Ik kom om de menjen en patronen van het zwamen te leren. Mijn verleden loopt op diep en vrede en valse profete om te blotte en merken op mijzelf. Ik mooi het gezet wat ik gefres en het gezegd zal ik. Durch de matoi.
Wellen zingan deze wateren tetraham matreho. Wir belongen op te beginnen aan en jeves alles. Willen hebben jellen en liep met honen hoffen naar bederen. Telegustar met hun vanada messe. Ma keken lo ve. Laat hem beginnen.